Hello, my name is Jessica Russell, and this is for my Capstone project for CSSE120. My goals for this project were to make a game, a treasure hunting game for my robot, and I coded it in Python, and so here is the project. Right here, when I run the code, you'll see my frame come up and I'll play a game. And here's my pop-up. Just ignore this GUI because it's just like, this is the point of the robot, but it won't do anything for the remaining of the video. So there is functionality here which can move right, move left, and move forward our player, which happens to be the robot, down here. And so this is the game setup at the moment. The block represents treasure, and the little spaces on the floor that are taped down to the ground are just places where the treasure can be picked up and found. On my computer, I have the option to move the robot using these buttons, but I may also use them using these arrow keys. So as you can see, if I press one arrow key, so I'm going to pick up the object, first of all, with the arm and claw, using this button here. In doing so, therefore, picks up the foam block, but also I'll be using my arrow keys and I'll move forward. And also using an arrow key, I can turn to the right or left. So here's turning right and then turning left. Both ways turn 90 degrees, but I press the button twice. And then I can put the block down.
You need some food?
And so when moving on top of these little colored pieces of paper, you can see the amount of treasure you gain just by moving around. So here we have 100 now. We're starting with 100. But as I move forward without the block, I lose treasure because I don't have anything to hold my treasure in, so I'm dropping coins as I go. But also being over this piece of paper, I gain treasure because it's a specific color. But because if I go over the blue, I earn even more treasure. As you can see, hold on, with this amount. Now I earned over 10,000 coins instead of just 100 each time I move. And if you notice, when I pick this block up, and I move forward, I don't lose any treasure. And so, if you notice, there is a roll dice button here. This was for functionality to decrease the amount of movements you get during a game. So I get like a random number from 1 to 6. But right now the functionality isn't connected to the robot, so it's just like a fun random number thing going on here. Okay. Otherwise, that is my project. Thank you for watching. Alright, as a review of my project and going over the rubric, I did have my robot be able to be controlled by a GUI on the laptop. I feel like I had a nice looking Tkinter GUI for myself, for my own project. I used two sensors, which would be the color sensor and the touch sensor. I used, I think, all the motors available to me on the robot. I relied on some of my team members' code for it, and so I do believe my code is of reasonable quality. I used the MQTT to send information from the robot to the PC and from the PC to the robot. I did include some widgets that I didn't learn about in a video or the video that was given to us for the project. And I do feel like my project was creative, in a sense, using what I had and what I could make. And I did do regular, frequent code pushes and commits to the overall file. Thank you for listening.